We are going to be making some whole wheat challah. I haven't tried this before because normally it comes out really dense and you're supposed to mix whole wheat flour with white flour to balance it out, but I'm going to try and make an entire challah made out of whole wheat and we'll see how it turns out. Take 1.5 cups of boiling water and then we're going to add in our salt. We're going to add in our oil. And we need 3/4 cup of honey. Stir it. If you do use that liquid honey, then just measure it right after you measure your oil, because the oil will help the honey release from the measuring cup better. So by coating the measuring cup with oil first and then adding the honey, and it'll slide right out. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cool for a bit and then we're gonna add the eggs. So I'm back and I let the water cool for a bit. Now we can add the eggs in without worrying about the water being too warm. When we crack the egg, we want to crack it in a smaller bowl first and then pour it in, just in case there are shells or anything else wrong with the egg. Then we want to add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to start by adding 3 cups of flour. The reason I didn't measure this out earlier is because the flour amount always changes depending on the temperature, the day, your elevation, the humidity, and much more. We'll add the yeast in and mix it all up. I'm gonna add in about 3 to 4 more cups. We're gonna start mixing it by hand a bit. It's still pretty goopy underneath, so I'm going to add in 1 more cup of flour to make it 3 cups. Yeah, it feels a bit better. Now, whole wheat flour is a lot denser, so it's harder to knead in general. Right now it doesn't feel harder to knead, but it will. So I'm going to pour this on to my clean counter. And just start kneading on here as well. I'm gonna let it rest for a bit and then continue kneading for about 10 minutes or so. This is a workout, especially since it's so dense. But yes, whole wheat dough is a lot denser. I'll let this rest. I'm gonna cover it with a towel, let it rest for a couple minutes and continue on. Okay, after you let the dough, finish kneading the dough, you just wanna touch it. If it springs back, you know it's done. So what we did is I put a little bit of oil in this bowl. It's at the bottom. I'm gonna take my dough, flip it around in the oil until it's all nice and coated. And we're gonna cover it with a damp towel. I'm gonna soak this in warm water, wring it out and cover it. And whole wheat needs 3 to 5 hours to rise, a lot longer. So we're gonna check it at 3 hours. And then if we want to let it rise a bit more, we'll take out the air bubbles and let it rise a little bit more for another couple hours. It's very dense still. I don't know how this is going to be light and fluffy. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time.